Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Hello.
Today, we're focusing on just one source, an article that was shared with us. It's titled, Jay Gould's Life Story, Western Union Legends.
Right. And our aim is to really unpack this specific article.
Exactly. We want to get a clear picture of Jay Gould, this American financier, railroad guy.
Yeah.
Huge figure in the late 19th century.
Yeah, a massive impact on the economy back then. So using just this text, we'll trace his rise, look at his big ventures.
The controversies, too, which the article definitely touches on.
For sure. And maybe even some surprising little details the text throws in.
It was an era of, well, giants, wasn't it? And this article really puts Gould smack in the middle of it all. Shows his role in shaping industry.
So the goal here, just drawing from this one source, is for you, the listener, to come away with a solid understanding of this, let's say, complex person and where he fits in history, according to this material.
Okay, let's dive in then. So right off the bat, the article tells us where he started. Roxbury, New York, 1836.
Yeah, farming background, not exactly starting at the top, but it says he got into the railroad business, well, relatively early on.
And it seems like his rise was pretty quick.
Yeah.
Especially in the 1870s.
Oh, yeah, the article highlights that. He quick became, one of the big railroad barons.
And it mentions right away his reputation.
Yeah.
Aggressive tactics.
Definitely. High-stakes deals, mergers. The article makes that clear from the start. He wasn't playing small ball.
And it wasn't just about laying track, was it? The stock market seems key here, too.
Absolutely. The source notes his investments, his speculation. That was apparently a big part of how he became one of the richest men in America.
Gives you a feel for how he operated, early on.
What's really interesting, and the article spells this out, is his focus. Two specific industries.
Right. Railroads and telegraphy. Both absolutely transformative at the time.
He had a major presence in both. Really straddled those two worlds.
So thinking about impact, Western Union comes up prominently in the article.
His role there is presented as a major accomplishment. Seems he saw the potential in telegraphs early.
More than just saw it, it sounds like he shaped it. The article says he pushed for expansion.
Yeah, pushed for expansion, took control of Western Union, and then, crucially, brought other telegraph companies into the fold.
Creating this dominant force in communications.
Exactly. A near monopoly, really, based on what the text says.
Okay, so that's the communication side. But the article also heavily emphasizes the railroads.
Oh, absolutely. Central to major deals there, too. It specifically mentions him as a co-founder of the Union Pacific.
Which is huge, right? That means he was involved in the Transcontinental Railroad.
Instrumental, according to this source, connecting East and West. And it wasn't just Union Pacific. The article says he was involved in setting up several other major railroads as well.
Really cementing his place as, well, a builder of the nation's railway system.
You could say that, based on this account.
Okay, but here's where it gets complicated.
Yeah.
The article doesn't gloss over the controversy.
No, it doesn't. And that's important context for the era, isn't it? The source directly says he faced accusations about his business practices, unethical, they were called at the time.
Mentions legal battles, too. Tied to his deals.
Several high-profile ones, apparently. And yeah, strong criticism of his methods.
The article portrays him as being seen by many as a symbol of, well, greed and corruption in the economy.
That's the picture painted, yes. A pretty stark one.
But, and this is quite a turn, the article then introduces this other dimension.
Right, the philanthropy.
Yeah.
Which is maybe not what you'd expect given the rest.
Exactly, a major philanthropist. The source uses that term. It notes he had this reputation for generosity, supporting charities.
And it gets specific about where his support went. Education seems key.
Yeah, a strong advocate for education, it says. Supported schools, universities. Rutgers University gets a specific mention in the text.
So you have this really sharp contrast being presented.
Definitely. And the article throws in a few other, maybe less expected details, like he was a good chess player.
Apparently so. Known for strategic thinking, planning moves ahead.
Which, kind of fits with the complex business deals, doesn't it?
It does make a certain kind of sense, yeah. That's strategic mind.
The article also mentions a connection to President Chester A. Arthur. Personal friend, visited the White House often.
Suggests political savvy, some influence there, too.
And one more thing the text notes, he was a collector. Rare books, manuscripts.
Passion for literature, built up a big library. Shakespeare, Milton. Serious stuff.
So, okay, let's try to pull this all together just based on what this one article lays out. Jay Gould emerges as this really pivotal figure.
Absolutely central, especially in the late 19th century economy. Instrumental in railroads, Union Pacific, transcontinental link, that's clear from the source.
And equally instrumental in telegraphy with Western Union consolidating that whole industry.
Yes, the article presents him as a major force building those foundational industries. But it also, confronts that darker reputation head on.
Right. The aggressive tactics, the controversy, the accusations of unethical behavior, the legal fights. It's all mentioned in the text.
But then, balanced against that is the philanthropy piece the article highlights, especially that support for education.
So the way this source wraps things up, it reaffirms his historical importance, calls him significant.
And interestingly, despite detailing all the controversies, it also frames him as a symbol of American entrepreneurship and innovation. That's the language used in the article.
Which leads you, the listener, with a real point to ponder, doesn't it? Based only on what this article presents. You have this figure who is deeply involved in building major American industries using methods described as controversial and unethical.
While also being known, according to the same source, for significant charitable giving, particularly to education.
So what does that specific combination, as laid out in this material, tell us about that whole era, that period of, intense change?
Or maybe, what does it suggest about ambition itself and the very different kinds of impact one person can have? Something to think about.